How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. We also got to put in the disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor and this isn't financial advice. So just know when you do invest, you're doing it at your own risk. So today we're going to be talking about SOS and as well as EBON. Before we get started, we're going to be going over the agenda. If you're new to this channel, just want to let you know we have timestamps down below in the description just to let you guys know that I respect your time. So the first thing that we're going to be going over is Elon Musk. Yes, he opened his mouth yesterday and we saw the impact that it had today inside the market. I also did put up a post on YouTube today in the morning and I was saying, hey, puts are going to be printing. So if you would have bought puts on Mara or bought puts on Riot, then you definitely would be in the money big time and you would have been done protecting your profits. I'm going to do that more often, especially when Elon Musk opens his mouth. We know that's going to have an effect on the market and in regards to the crypto space. So we're going to be going over that. Then after, we're going to be doing a technical analysis. We're going to be looking at support areas as well as resistance areas for SOS and EBON. Can it pull back even further, or where do we got to look for in regard to price action if it begins to start looking bullish? We also going to be taking a look at the short interest information. I feel this is key because we want to know what the sentiment is in the market. We want to see, is the market seeing more potential in regards to downward movement or seeing more room for upside? So we need to see what the institutions, what the big money is actually doing. And then when all of that is done, I'll be giving you guys my final thoughts. So let's go over the tweet that crashed the whole entire crypto sector. So from Elon, Tesla has suspended vehicle purchases using Bitcoin. We are concerned about the rapidly increasing use of fossil fuels for Bitcoin mining and transactions, especially coal, which has the worst emissions of any fuel. Cryptocurrency is a good idea on many levels, and we believe it has a promising future, but this cannot come at a great cost to the environment. Tesla will not be selling any Bitcoin, and we intend to use it for transactions as soon as mining transitions to more sustainable energy. We're also looking at other cryptocurrencies that use under 1% of Bitcoin's energy/transaction. So just that news alone had a big time impact on Bitcoin as part of the reason why it pulled back, and as well as many other cryptocurrencies. When things like this happen, we need to start looking at the market and seeing how it's going to respond. And it's part of the reasons why I say, hey, puts are going to be printing today. If you would have bought puts either on Mara, Riot, then you would have definitely been in the money. And it's part of the reasons why I want you guys to take advantage of these opportunities when they do happen. Also, let me know inside the comments if you guys want me to do that more often. Of course, in my Discord, I'm going to start doing that even more often and keeping you guys up to date in the plays that I'm in. And of course, you can find my Discord link in the description. So let's get into the technical analysis and as well as the institutional ownership in this video. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for SOS. So it ended up closing today at $3.03, being down 7.62% on the day. On the low, it tested $2.90, and then on the high, testing $3.40. So right away, when we take a look at our chart, just to be clear with you guys, we're looking at the 2-hour, 6-month chart. It is below all of our indicators, which is the 200-day, the 100-day, and as well as the 21-day EMA. So what does this mean? It is definitely looking bearish for SOS in regards to how the stock price is looking. If we take a look at where it bounced off this 290 area of support, which we've talked about in the past, and that was actually great to see, and it was able to recover and stay above that $3 area. So I want to continue to see this $3 area hold, and if it does decide to pull back even further, the next level I would be looking out for will definitely be right around this 277, 275 level. Now, if we take a look at the RSI down below, we could definitely see it has been oversold, sitting around here around 21. We know if it's 30 or below, that opens up a buying opportunity, especially if you believe in the long-term prospects of the company. Also, if we take into consideration the conditions and also comments from Elon Musk himself, the cryptocurrency space overall in general got hit very hard. So it's no surprise SOS was not immune to that, all right? So that's what I'm going to be looking at. What will we need to get in regards to seeing a bullish trend from SOS is definitely getting back above that 21-day EMA around $3.50. It went to $3.40 when the market was looking pretty good, and then it started selling off. So if we can get into 350s, then I'll be looking for a test to get to the 100s. Is that going to be happening this week? Most likely not, but hey, we're going to see what's going to be going on for next week as well as going into June. I'd love to see SOS start getting comfortable in that $4 area. So we're now on fintel.io, and we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and as well as the short interest information for SOS. So as we scroll down on the page, green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed positions. So we could see here, and we did not see this yesterday, even from May the 12th, we have institutions that have been loading up on SOS. Enlightenment Research is loaded up with 90,000 shares. We also have National Asset Management loading up with 32,000 and UPS Group loading up with just under 5,000 shares. And as far as for today, we had Wells Fargo and we also had Pro Equities. Pro Equities it shows 0, but Wells Fargo went in with 1,300. But taking into consideration what we've seen previously, institutions are definitely looking at the current price of SOS and they're seeing some upside here, which is great to hear if you're currently a shareholder. Now, if we move on and take a look at the short volume ratio, it is at 14%. So it's been lower than what we've seen in the past. As far as short shares availability, it stands at 950,000, updated 5 minutes ago. And the short ball free rate still fairly high, but it's at 12.87%. If we take a look at the history here, it's definitely been low, and part of the reasons being is SOS stock has been beaten up a lot lately. So many people are not shorting as much as they used to because they're like, hey, the price is already low as is. But what we're seeing is institutions are loading up and taking advantage of the current prices that they're seeing. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for EBON. So let's see how it performed today. So it closed the day at $2.41, being down 16.61% on the day. On the low, it tested $2.37, and then on the high, testing $2.88. And as you can see, we ended up forming a 52-week low, seeing it at 237, hitting that. But one thing that we can see, hey, it ended up closing at 241. But one thing we want to take notice of before we get into this, it is below all of our indicators here, which is the 200-day, the 100-day, and as well as the 21-day EMA. If we take a look at the RSI down below, it is definitely way oversold, being here at 15. We know if it's 30 or below, this is a great time to get these stocks at a really good price, especially if you believe in the long-term prospects, if you see some upside. Now, one of the things that I want to remind you of, since it did just hit this 52-week low, there is a possibility it can go down even lower, so make sure you're aware of that. And if you want to get even a better entry, then you could exercise some patience. A lot of crypto stocks got beaten down today, and of course, EBON wasn't immune to that. So for EBON to start looking bullish all over again, it's definitely gonna have to come back to reclaim that $3 level. We saw it got to $2.88 until it made some resistance and then started receiving some selling pressure, which happened with a lot of stocks as well. So what I want to see from EBON, is it going to be happening tomorrow in regards to it getting back to the $3 level? That would be great, but at the same time, I wouldn't be expecting it. As far as next week and going into June, I'd love to see EBON being above that 3 area. You do got to understand the market conditions have definitely been bearish for quite some time now, especially in regards to the interest rates and a lot of things going on. So that's why I'm not expecting any big jumps anytime soon. But of course, this is pending if they don't come out with some really big news and then the stock price ends up running. So that's to kind of keep you guys inside the loop. So still keep an eye on it. Like I said, it could form even lower lows due to the fact that, hey, it's already forming another low, which it did today. So I want you guys to be aware of that, understand that. So we're going to be taking a look at the institutional ownership for EBON. We want to know what's been going down recently. So as we scroll down on the page, green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed positions. And as you can see here, we haven't seen these updates, so it looks like Fintel's finally been catching up. As of May the 12th, things are definitely looking bullish for EBON. We also have some notable names. We also have Citigroup going in with almost 16,000 shares. We have Wells Fargo going in with 806 shares. National Asset Management going with 10,850 shares. And this is just taken into consideration today. So like I was saying, for the most part, definitely looking bullish among institutions because they are getting into positions. Also taking a look at the 12th, we see UBS Group AG going in with almost 131,000 shares, which is huge. And we also have Northern Trust Corp as well as Geode Capital Management also adding to their position. So this is really good to see. We also see here, it's definitely been looking good, and this is taken into consideration from May the 10th. So I like this. We don't see any closed positions from any institutions. As we take a look at the short interest information for EBON, the short volume ratio stands at 17%, and this was pretty much at the end of the day yesterday. And as we scroll down on the page, short shares availability stands at 850,000, updated 20 minutes ago, and the short borrow free rate stands at 1.89%. When we take a look at the short volume ratio history, you can see it was definitely as high as 30 back on the 7th, and as well as on April the 30th being at 35, and as well as on the 29th. So seeing it get down to 17 and it bounced, it was from 15 back on the 11th as well. We already know and we already established that EBON is definitely testing on its 52-week lows. So we're seeing the short volume ratio actually get lower because, hey, there's a lot of shorts are looking at it and saying, is there much more room for this stock to actually go down? Some are taking risks, but just not as many, and that's part of the reasons why we're seeing it being lower than 21%. I will definitely be keeping you guys in the loop and keeping you updated as far as how this goes, but like I was saying previously, even if the stock price does end up getting any lower, I still don't see the short volume ratio even getting to around 30% due to the fact because the stock price has been beaten up quite a bit. So for my final thoughts for SOS and EBON, I'm definitely not surprised with the price action that we saw today. We know if the whole entire cryptocurrency space ends up selling off, these two stocks are going to be selling off just like the rest of the other stocks as well. We also saw Bitcoin was down, Dogecoin was down, as well as Ethereum was down, and many other cryptocurrencies were down. So we do need to be aware of this, and this is also the risk involved when you are in cryptocurrency type plays, especially when Elon Musk decides to open his mouth and drop a bomb. I just want to make sure you guys are prepared, and when things like this happen, make sure to have those puts ready. I'll try my best to keep you guys updated, but like I said, from now going forward, I'm going to make sure I prioritize the people who are inside the Discord. Then for the next point that I want to hammer home as well, institutions have been loading the boat on these dips for both of these stocks. We got an update from Fintel. We weren't seeing it before when I was looking, but now that we're seeing it now, they're loading up while many people are selling. So this is another thing too. Smart money's coming in while retail investors are selling out. So I want you guys to be aware of this and just know what you hold. This is why it's even more important. I know many of you have told me that you've sold out, that you've lost some money, but at the end of the day, you don't lose money unless you sell. That's why it is so key for whatever stock that you're buying, you believe in the long-term prospects. You have high conviction. I believe when the markets do rebound, both of these stocks, SOS and EBON, have a lot of upside. And it's part of the reasons why I still have my positions and I haven't sold anything. I still feel like it could pull back even further, and it's part of the reasons why I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna wait until it really hits that bottom. I'll add one more time and then I'm done, and I'm going to be leaving it. So that's to kind of keep you guys updated. Make sure you have the right strategy in place, and always know with these plays comes a lot of volatility. We'll be talking real soon.